Welcome to Chronicles of Old Singapore. Alex is with us again today, and we are going to jump right into another, very exciting topic. This is completely different from the ones we had before. This is not about places or streets. This is about something we put into our mouths and consume to our delight. Soft drinks, right? The history of soft drinks in Singapore. And maybe just to explain why I'm interested in soft drinks. There are two reasons, right? Soft drinks were businesses, right? They part of our business history. And one of the very interesting things that happened in the 70s and 80s was the fighting for the taste buds of Singaporeans, by various bottlers and aerated water companies. And you have, of course, we know the big one that everyone knows between Coke and Pepsi, which has divided drinkers. But there were also other brands that were pitted against each other in the past. And we want to look at that business competition and rivalries. The other one is soft drinks are very much part of our kind of social, economic, cultural history, actually. They signal, because they became very popular in the 70s and 80s after our independence, and we were becoming a developed nation. Part of a lifestyle, right? They become part of a lifestyle choice and part of what the middle class in Singapore was beginning to savor in that period. So it became part of the popular culture in a sense, part of the cultural history of middle class Singapore in that time. It's a history of consumption, it's a cultural history, and drinking one of these soft drinks is not just about enjoying. Of course, we enjoy the drink, but it's also about there's a certain meaning when we consume the drink and we like it. We have positive feelings about it, and it shows that Singapore was becoming modern after 1965 when we became independent. So I think that is a part of our history that we have not really looked at, the history of post-independent Singapore from the point of view of soft drinks. Alex, how many soft drinks did you drink in the past? How many brands were there?
You want me to count them? It would take a couple of minutes for me after mentioning the popular ones.
We got time.
And then I said,
Go ahead.
Okay, we have Coca Cola, we have Pepsi Cola, then we have the F&N variety of drinks, a lot, okay? Sasi, you know what is Sasi? Sasaparilla? Nobody knows that, that's root beer. And then we've got the ice cream soda, the strawberry, all under the family name of Fraser and Neave, okay? And then we've got the competitor, the National Aerated Water, brands like Kickapoo, Sinalco, right? Sinalco, correct? Sinalco. And then they were the late entry into the cola business, into the cola war with the RC Coke, the Royal Coke Cola, right? So there were three cola brands, Coca Cola, Pepsi Cola, and RC Coke. And then we've got from the other company, the Mystery family, Mystery, who founded Phoenix, the Phoenix brand. Yeah, that's right. The Phoenix brand, and also the brand Orange, the very popular conventional Orange, Cherry, and the range. And then we also got Fremrose. Now, Fremrose, the distilling, the plant located in the Jalan Besar. I think it's, Jalan Besar. The Fremrose. Also, the various fruit drinks like orange, cherry, lime, lemon. And then even Yeo Hiap Seng, manufacturers of canned food, they went into the soft drink business when they held the franchise for Canada Dry. That's right, Canada Dry. Okay, also bottling a range of flavors: orange, ice cream soda, lime, strawberry, lemon, and whatever they. And then
Amoy
the
Canning as well, isn't it?
yes, Amoy Canning that manufactured or rather that bottled the green spot, their main product, their main drinking product, green spot, only to find competition from their main competitor, Fraser and Neave, who came out with Red Lion. Exactly the same shape, bottle shape, and exactly the same quantity, 220 ml, same quantity, and taste-wise, non non-gassy. Non-gassy is meant to be a beverage drink, just about the same. But then Green Spot had an edge in terms of its quality, that orange quality. It's more orange in its flavor, very very nice, authentic orange,
Wait a
very
minute. So
refreshing.
Green Spot and Red Lion were both non-carbonated.
The only two
Oh,
non-carbonated,
so
only
they
two.
tasted like a bit like syrup with the syrup with
Uh,
and the water.
yes, yes. Except that it's when you drink it, you can you know that it is not that syrup. You know that it is really orange. It's got a special that spark in it that distinguishes it from the artificial type of sweetener orange. But it's really orange, and it's best drunk when it's chilled. You got to always chill your beverage, the non-carbonated orange, green spot. Particularly, I mentioned about green spot. It's my mother's favorite drink because it's a ladies' drink. They don't like gas because of it goes down the throat and it can be very irritable. So they find more comfort with a beverage, that orange. That very conventional, the orange fruit orange. So my mother, she loves it, and the women folk also they love it. So they drink it. It's for all purpose, whether it's after lunch or when you're thirsty. So that's green spot. Okay. So Red Lion came into the market, bottled by FNN, to get a piece of the action, and they were, to a certain extent, successful, because after a few years, and I thought I remembered in something like 1962 or 61, they kind of phased out because I love green spot. If I want the natural non-carbonated, I will go for green spot. In 1966, 65, I don't see of any Red Lion anymore in the kopitiam. Okay, let's continue with the brand
Companies.
names.
Yeah.
Yeah, companies. There would be I mentioned Yeo Hiap Seng. I mentioned Fremrose, Burley's, Birley, Burley, which manufacture orange which bottle orange, um, carbonated. Sorry, hold on, can't remember. Um, I think it's not carbonated, Burley, but the quantity is much more. Much more. But it didn't kind of caught root in the dedication market, the what you call the lovers, the those who love green spot. They have their own followers, very loyalty, the customer loyalty. So Burley's somehow did not retain that customer loyalty, so they've been around for not very long, and then they fade away. Root beer, yeah. Oh, another favorite of mine, root beer. It started off with FNN's Sasapavila. That's how we were introduced into that root beer taste. And then when A&W came into the market in 1966, thereabout, or 1965, all right? It was very popular because of A&W franchise, and they operated in 1965. I remembered currently in the MES building, which at that time was the SIA building. Before that, it was the MES building, the same building, Robinson Road. It operated on the base, on the ground floor there. Then their franchise, or rather, another new outlet opposite the Bukit Timah campus, just besides the canal, in between the campus and Tim Hock Road, where you have the hostel. Oh, very popular. It's a drive-in. And then Jurong, A&W in Jurong, another drive-in, very, very popular. So A&W really um, brought that craze in root beer taste drinking. Before A&W, it was Sasaparilla, and the market niche was rather limited. Only with A&W that it became popularized in the overall soft drink consumer market.
Mid 1960s, that's a long time ago, right?
Long time ago. Yeah, but don't forget, because before the 60s, the beverage, the non-carbonated drinking was very, very plentiful, It was big industry, All right. But today you don't find these brands very funny, And I don't know the theory or there's a certain marketing laws or whatever doctrines in the art of selling, marketing that brought about this turnaround. Suddenly, the market is so limited, right? Save for the introduction of new drinks, carbonated drinks like Fanta. Okay, Fanta is new.
Do you remember when was your first drink?
5 years old.
What was the occasion?
Maria Hertogh riots, and we were advised best to stay home on account of the disturbances. And just to play safe, curfew was only in selected areas of Singapore. It was not Pan Island. So we were advised. And in so doing, our parents took the liberty of giving us the best of comfort, staying at home. Mind you, no TV, no Netflix, no smartphone, nothing of that sort. It was either seeing the roof of where we were living or seeing each other's faces. The women folk, my grandmother, my mother, did the cooking. And to supplement the very the richness of dishes cooking, accompanying it would be the soft drink. And the soft drink came in not Coca Cola, Coca Cola wasn't. We enjoy Coke, but not so permeating. It's not so inundated as what is today. It's F&N. And then F&N, you have a spot for choice. You want the cherry or you want the sassy. So the children have a choice. My siblings. My brother would want sassy. Oh, his favorite is always sassy, sasaparilla. I would go for the cherry, the orange, and of course sassy, but particularly the ice cream soda. I love it, ice cream soda. And then the women folk, the sisters, they go for orange. Okay. So that was the time when we had this taste for soft drink. Before that, it's always plain water.
Right.
That's it, But only from the age of 5, Maria Hertogh, that the consciousness, that memory of, and you can remember because it was your first experience. And always, first experience is always very memorable because it kind of become like the turning point in the way you became a consumer. You turn from water into aerated water. So of course you remember, just like your first intake of chili, or your first try in the restaurant food. You can always remember.
I'm just curious, before the arrival or the mass popularity of all these soft drinks, what were the local, alternatives or options? I mean, not carbonated drinks, but was there like bandung or local sugarcane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and they were best marketed by the Muslim, the Malays, or the Muslim Indians. They're very good at it. The syrup, the strawberry syrup. The Chinese would always be what? Bird's nest. Okay. What else? Tau Hui Chui. Yeah, okay. Or what do you call that? The black stuff is called what? Ching chow. Ching chow. You remember ching chow, huh?
Yeah.
And pineapple, another of my favorite pineapple drink. The hawkers.
You
And
mean
they
in a can, in a Lee Kong
no,
Chian's?
no, no, it's
No?
not canned. No, it's not canned. They do it themselves. They kind of produce it themselves. Cottage industry, and then they use the tricycle, all right, going around our estate where we were staying in Katong, and calling for buyers, for consumers, for people who wants to drink, thirsty, to call them out, and then they will then serve a glass, 10 cents, right? 10 cents for Ching Chow, it's 5 cents. Pineapple is 10 cents, all right? Why? I don't know. And then uh, bird's nest, which is 20 cents in a cup, glass cup, okay? And then the non-Chinese, the Muslim and the Indian Muslim, bandung, very popular, bandung. Another popular drink would be the where it's syrup, but it's very nice using the vanilla essence, with that strings of jelly-like, and it's very, very, very cooling, especially on a hot day. You drink that stuff, it's very, very nice. Okay, so those two branches of soft drinks appearing in the market in our generation, side by side. The hawkers selling drinks, and then you go to the two branches, the coffee shop to drink there and then, or you go to the provision shop to tapao. All right, and when you tapao, you buy a bottle. It's 20 cents because you have to pay for the deposit of the bottle, which is refundable upon returning the empty bottle. Okay, kopitiam they sell at 15 cents, I think, 15 cents. Then with ice, 20 cents. Okay, so that was the kind of the drinking, the lifestyle in how we enjoy drinking. It's not so much just quenching your thirst, but to enjoy the flavor of the soft drink and the myriad, the choice of flavors coming from the FNN bottlers, coming from the national aerated, and Eastern Company. Recall just, I think it was last month, there was a photograph of that
I
building.
did. I sent it to you, remember?
Exactly.
Aljunied Road.
Aljunied, corner of Aljunied and Geylang Road.
That's right.
It was closed, of course. I mean, it's not closed. I mean,
It's
the
just a
whole building
signboard
is
there.
empty.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. I don't know. Maybe the developer is kind of negotiating with the landowner for the right price. I don't know. But the building has been around for umpteen years. Every time when I pass by Geylang, you see it as a kind of a landmark, an institution, right? Eastern Rated Water.
Do you know what do they sell?
Eastern brand.
That was the drink brand.
Yeah, I think so. Eastern brand.
Okay.
They were not so in popularity. They weren't so evenly equal to comparable to the popularity of FNN or National Aerated. And the shape of the bottle is very unusual because it's just one bottle like that. And then I still remember the flavor banana, which is green in color.
Banana.
Yep, banana. The taste of banana lah.
Okay.
So
That's quite unique.
that the only company that bottle banana drink, and it's quite catchy lah, because sometimes my mother asks, we're going to the provision shop to buy what drink you want. Oh, banana. So that's also in our recipe for our desire for the soft drinks when we tap our back home. Okay, and then we drink it all day, but particularly after dinner, because it's so nice, it's so refreshing, and it makes sense because with the solid food that we eat, the intake, it matches with the liquid consumption of the consuming the liquid stuff, which has got flavor and gassy. I mean, the first choice is always gas for us boys. It makes sense in the whole artistry of dinner time.
I mean, the words aerated, carbonated, soft drinks. Do you think there was something special about, the drink being carbonated and that fizzy kind of taste? Is there something exciting about it?
One word, fun. Fun. And with fun, you enjoy. You kind of go through that very exhilarating feeling that goes down your throat. And after sports, when little boys, with all the sweat, and then with all the tiredness, and you open a chilled Coke, and Coke is best drunk chilled, no ice, all right, because it's chilled. Once you put ice, it's diluted. It becomes different altogether. And when it's chilled, it goes so very well with the condition that you were in, and that was your tiredness and your want for a drink because of your thirst. You desire a drink because of your thirst.
Do you remember the prices? Like a bottle in, say, the 60s?
20 cents in a coffee shop. 20 cents. And then if you top out, also 20 cents, but as I said, the 5 cents bottle.
How does that compare price-wise for, let's say, a middle-income family compared to food, for example?
Well, mathematically and by ratio, it makes sense because your char kway teow is 30 cents. Char kway teow is 30 cents, all right? And then you drink in a kopitiam, and then your drink costs 20 cents. If you talk of cost, because char kway teow is nothing, You just pay for the kway teow only, and then maybe garlic, and then maybe 2 or 3 clams, which is very cheap in those days. That's it. Nothing tauge. So your cost is nothing. Whereas Coke, it's not homemade. It's imported, from America. And you can't produce it. I mean, you got to bottle it. The syrup comes from America. So the production cost is justifiable at that price.
It's not cheap, right? It's not cheap. Compared to, what about, let's say, chin chow? How much was chin chow?
5 cents. 5 cents.
Sugar cane?
5 cents.
So this is like 4 times the price, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Because it's quality drink. Sugar cane is what? I mean, there's no manufacturing process. It's human just cutting the cane. I mean, you could even do it on your own. You buy the cane in the market, and then, of course, you must have the implement, the equipment to crush it. Very laborious. And then Ching Chow, you can go and buy in the market. I mean, in those days, I remind you, there was no such thing as supermarket. You go to the wet market. And the wet market, on a certain days, on a certain places only, you go to the dessert department of the wet market, then you will have Ching Chow. Okay? Very specialized item, because it's not something that is very everyday, commonly bought. It's only seasonal, whatever. It's not so common because people don't drink. Ching Chow is just another jelly, and jelly is, you can make your own jelly, in your own recipe at home. So but Coca Cola is something that is beyond. Two different. It's not apple and oranges. Apple and oranges are two different comparisons.
Would it be fair to say that, in the 50s, upper class families like your family would be, the sort of few people to savor the soft drinks, followed by, it became more popular as it became more affordable in the 60s, 70s, 80s?
I'm tempted to use the word privilege. Privilege, okay? Until only in the 50s, when the late 50s, that Coca Cola became a part of everyone's, every individual. My time, Coca Cola was niche, middle income. But today, even the poor buy Coke because the addiction, it's opiate. Once you drink a Coke, you don't want to forgo with it and say, oh, it's too expensive, so maybe I drink it only during Chinese New Year season. No. And drinks is an everyday desire. It's an everyday event or everyday habit. You drink because you're thirsty. You drink out of pleasure after your lunch and after dinner. So Coca Cola is added into that whole entire business of consumption, your dinner and your lunch, and therefore, no longer are you discerning and say, no, it's a high class product. No, you pay for it. And number two, standard of living in Singapore has increased. Everyone is employed, and then with employment, people know how to budget, right? And it's just like smoking a cigarette. Once you're addicted, you can't do away without it. You can't do it without it. I mean, you just have to have a cigarette after your lunch, after your dinner. So the same thing with Coca-Cola. After your dinner, you want a cola. You want that Coke. You want that gas. Whether it's Pepsi or Coca-Cola, it makes sense to go together, your meal and the Coca-Cola. So that was my time.
Right.
Until today.
Right.
The habit, the habit persists and pursues to this day. And in fact, it even the dynamics, you find even young little kids, man, of 6 years old. 6 years old, My time, when I was 6, 7, it's something luxurious, man. Because we go for the cheaper option, the Eastern, the banana drink, which is so cheap. Coca-Cola was slightly expensive, I remembered. So we tend to differentiate. No, that is more luxurious. So it's a no-no. Only on special event, okay? Birthday, parties or whatever.
I mean, for yourself, how did you make the choice between Coke and Pepsi?
Okay. There again, it's addiction. Actually, no different, Only slight to the discerning drinker, he or she would be able to tell the diff in that Pepsi has got additional gas, right? And slightly sweeter. But I started off with Coke, and then with intermittent opportunities for Pepsi. For example, the coffee shop tells me that no stock. The nearest they got is Pepsi, so you go for Pepsi lah. Then you know the difference. But actually, the first choice is always Coke. When there is no stock available in the kopitiam, then you opt for Pepsi. It's always like that. I mean, personally speaking. But of course, I've got friends, who are faithful, loyal believers, not just supporters, but believers in Pepsi. You see, Pepsi has got the superior spark over Coke. So it's all a question of personal habits and personal inclination, personal likes and dislikes.
Any thoughts about Coke Zero and Coke Light and all that?
Well, Coke Zero, when it was introduced, I thought it would be because of the marketing that they don't use sugar, it's artificial sugar. But you could tell the difference. Nothing like good old Coke, the classic Coke. That's why the word classic they use in a very intelligent way to market. So it's labeling Coke, original Coke, the original Coke with the labeling of classic Coke. There is a difference. And somehow, in a very instinct way, you ask for Coke, and then, of course, the shopkeeper will ask what kind, what type. So, as I said, intuitively, you ask for classic Coke. So you go to the coffee shop, Coke, classic.
So for you, it's still classic.
It's still classic. The good old-fashioned taste remains unchanged. And that goes with your meal, man. I mean, today, your Hokkien mee, you want the original Hokkien mee. And Hokkien mee has been, so different in the way they revise, they change the taste is still, or rather the style is still there, but you don't get a kick. nothing like the old original. So the same thing with Coke and uh, uh, you mentioned Zero Coke, and what's the other one? There's a third one,
Coke
isn't it?
Light.
Coke Light. Or Diet Coke. That's altogether
Yeah,
four
that's
types,
right.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. So with all these gimmicks, I call it gimmicks because they want to capture the niche, those who fear that too much sugar, so they offer you diet. Or for the female market, the the female market Diet Coke, which has got less of I don't know, the strength in the gasiness. I don't know, but it's never been my liking. I would always stick to the one and original classic Coke.